Hola, bienvenidos a Lightspeed Spanish. Today I am going to share with you a confusion that I had when I started learning Spanish about certain verbs that have a se on the end. Those verbs are comerse, beberse, y tomarse. What is the se doing on the end? Why? Pues hablamos de todo en la segunda parte.
Ojalá tuviera yo un español más decente.
So, if you look in a dictionary for the verb to eat, you will see comer. And you will hear people using comer, and you will hear people using comer to describe things that they eat. Yo como mucha carne, dice la gente. Me gusta comer el pescado los viernes. And so you'll hear them use comer. But then, suddenly, you'll hear somebody say, pues me he comido un filete hoy tan rico. And you say, just a moment, espérate. Have you said me he comido un filete? Why haven't you said he comido un filete? I have eaten a steak. What is the me doing there? Well, the me is myself. And in fact, what we do in the UK is we do the self-same thing. But we use myself as well. And we say, I had myself a lovely steak today. Well, that I had myself, okay? And I know it's not the most common way of saying it. Normally we say I had, but I had myself. And we put myself. Why do we add myself? Well, I suppose in English, it's like a bit of emphasis. Oh, I had myself. Nobody else had it. I had it myself, yeah? Well, the same in Spanish. When they say, me he comido un filete, it's like that. I had myself a steak. But also, there's more to it than that. When you say, me comí un filete, that also translates to English like this. I ate a steak up. And it's to eat up something. What does that mean in English if you say, I ate it up? I ate the lot. I ate it all. I completed it. So if you say to somebody, me comí un filete, they know that you ate it all. The lot. You had the lot. And you ate it up. And you had yourself a steak. So it's all of those kinds of meanings. The exact same thing applies to beber. You could say, yo suelo beber mucha agua. So I usually drink a lot of water. But you can say, hoy me bebí una Fanta. So today I had myself a Fanta. I drank a Fanta up. Or I drank all of a Fanta can. Okay, so that's what you're saying when you say me bebí una Fanta. What's also interesting is that in Spanish they have a verb which is tomar. Okay, and they use tomar as like a take. We would use it as have. You know, I had a Fanta. They say I took a Fanta. So you can say, mira, vamos a tomar algo, ¿vale? We're going to have something to drink. And typically, tomar algo means something to drink and perhaps something to eat. It's like when we say, let's have something. However, when you use the me or any of the pronouns, depending on the person, mi hijo se ha tomado una Fanta en el bar. So my son has had himself a Fanta, has drunk a Fanta all up. So what's the rule? When do you know that you have to add the pronoun and when you can't? Well, the rule is this. If you're talking in general about any ingesting, in general, don't put the pronoun in. If you say, como mucho pescado, I eat a lot of fish, that's just general. You wouldn't say, me como mucho pescado. No, como mucho pescado. Just a general thing. When we use a pronoun is when we're talking about something specific that we have had or something specific that we're going to have. Me voy a tomar un café. Okay? I'm going to have myself a coffee. Me tomé un café. I had myself a coffee. Very specific, that coffee. Pero yo bebo mucho café. Right? So when it's general, I drink a lot of coffee, don't put the pronoun on. It's only when you're talking about something specific. However, just about every time that someone is talking about having something specific, you'll hear them here in Spain adding the pronoun. It's very common. It's much more common to say me tomé un café rather than tomé un café. It's much more common to hear the pronoun, but it has to be specific. General, no. Comer, beber, tomar. Specific, comerse, beberse, tomarse. Ok. Espero que os guste este vídeo y habrá más en el futuro. Hasta luego, adiós.